tips to prevent your desk job from hurting your lower back and your core. Now, I came across somebody who works for long hours at their desk, and they were asking me a question of how can I make sure that my desk job is not destroying my lower back and my core strength. So I thought let's talk about this today because as an executive mom, you may be spending a lot of hours, quite a few hours sitting at your desk and with or without breaks, and you may be feeling the effect of it on your lower back and or your core muscles. But once the lower back is affected, it automatically sort of moves over into the core muscles anyways, because they all work together. So in this video, let's talk about some easy tips that you can implement in your everyday work so that your back and your core does not take the brunt of sitting on the desk job for those number of hours, because of course you cannot not go to work. You have to do that, right? So and of course at home as well, it can be an uphill battle with the lifting your little kids, or if they're older, driving them to and fro classes, or just housework in general. So let's talk about it in the video today. And for those of you who don't know me, let me just quickly introduce myself. My name is Swati. I'm an executive mom power coach. I help moms of younger kids who work in high stress executive jobs to manage their spinal, that is back and neck, and nerve pain. And this is despite low energy levels and brain fog or lack of focus. I do so by giving you simple exercises, some easy lifestyle modifications, some tips and tricks that have helped me in my own pain and adrenal fatigue journey. By adrenal fatigue, I am referring to low energy levels and lack of focus, because those are the main symptoms that I had when I had adrenal fatigue. So let's get into the topic for today, because we are moms, we're busy people, right? So let's talk about 5 easy tips to prevent desk work from hurting your back and core. Now, the very first one is make your chair more ergonomic. Now, let me just pause there and say it is not necessary that you go out and buy an ergonomic chair like the one I use here. This is a steel case chair, which is excellent, and I do not mind having invested in this chair, because this is my buying from COVID times when I was spending a lot of time sitting at my desk. And it was worth the investment, but not everybody can get an ergonomic chair, or maybe you don't have that kind of resources at your office where you can get an ergonomic chair. So you can make your regular chair more ergonomically friendly. Basically, you can make your regular chair support your spine, that is all the way from your neck to your lower back or sacral area, tailbone area, support it in a neutral alignment. It is not rocket science, right? So the very first thing, of course, it's a very vast topic. So the very first thing I will say is ensure that you have a support for your lumbar spine. Now, some chairs come with an inbuilt lumbar support. If they don't, or if it is not adjustable and it does not sit in that curve of your lower back, so if this is your lower back, this is your back, this is your face, so this is your front, there is a curve in your lumbar spine. That's a natural curve. If you do not have a lumbar support, what happens is, let me just show you with this. So if this is my chair, this is the curve of my lumbar spine. Do you see how the chair supports the top and the bottom of that curve? However, the muscles that are in the deeper part of the curve do not get supported, and after a while, you will slouch or slump in order to flatten your back and get those muscles a bit of relaxation or support onto the chair. Now, when you have lumbar support, it fills in this gap in the spine, this curve, sorry, not gap, this curve in the spine, and that's how it works. Now, if you want to use an external lumbar support, go ahead, go and buy one. I will leave a link in the description of this video. If you're watching me on Instagram, you will find that link to a bio on the same topics of these easy tips that I'm talking about. Inside that blog, I have left a link to the external lumbar support that I use. So basically, have a look in the description of this video. There's a link to the blog, and go in there. You'll find all the things that I'm talking about, and of course, much more. So that is an external support you can use. Now, if you do not want to go out and buy a support, definitely you could roll up a bath towel, put it into the curve of your lumbar spine, and that could be your lumbar support. It is a bit clumsy because it keeps falling off every time you get up or adjust your position, but it's better than nothing, right? So that is one of the tips to make your chair more ergonomically friendly. You could use a footrest or a stool so that your feet are well rested and your hip uh, is sitting at about a 90-degree angle. So the angle between your trunk, that is your spine, and your thigh. So this angle is 90, about 90 degrees, not exactly. And the angle between your thigh and your leg bone, so at your knee, is approximately 90. Again, coming down between your ankle, around your ankle area, so between your foot and your leg bone is about 90-ish degrees. So what that does is, you would think, how's that related to my lumbar spine? Think of a building that has a base that is not stable, or if you have your feet hanging out like this and not sitting on the floor or on a stool, whatever happens at the bottom is going to impact the top levels of the building, right? So same thing when your feet are not stable, or if you're hanging your feet down to touch the floor, or if you're one of those who sit with your feet crossed, try and put them on a stool or a footrest so that you have a stable base, so that it does not pull on the chain that is going up from your ankle to your knee to your hip and pelvis, and eventually your lumbar spine and up as well. So that is a few tips to make your chair or your office area more ergonomic. The next thing I'm going to say is use an ergonomic mouse or a keyboard. When you're using a keyboard, use a wrist pad. Now, whenever you're typing, you would notice that when you're typing, so let me just get this. Yeah. So suppose this is my desk, right? So do you see the moment I hold the mouse, I don't know where my mouse went, but the moment I'm holding a mouse, my wrist goes up in this position. This is an extended position. There is a lot of stress that builds up on my tendons here. This stress can carry on into up into my shoulder and down into my spine as well. And your spine is like building blocks. If your cervical, thoracic, and lumbar is not well aligned, they will disturb the alignment of the other areas of your spine. So cervical or neck area will affect your lumbar or back area. So what you want to do is use a wrist pad. That's basically like a foam pad that sits on your desk so that your wrist is well supported, and it will automatically fall into this neutral position. So this is a straight line and not up here. An ergonomic mouse is more like, okay, let me just hold this supplement bottle. So an ergonomic mouse is a mouse that you hold like this. So do you see how I don't have to do this to my wrist? It's not extended. You hold it in your hand, and the click, the right click and the left click is on your index and finger and your thumb, so that your wrist stays in neutral. So again, I have left the link to the ones that I have used in the past in the blog that I have written on the same topic. The link is in the description of this video. Now, the very next point that I want to come to is your monitor. This is something, if you've followed me for, and I mean, even 2 minutes, you'd know that I speak about posture and the monitor or the screen a lot. So you might have heard me talking about this before, but for those who don't know, if you are looking at even a piece of paper or a monitor, you want the top of that paper to be sitting at a level. So if this is, say, if I'm drawing a line from my horizontal line from my eyes, this top of the paper is about 5 to 10 degrees below the horizontal. Do you see how my pencil here, let me just show it to you like this. So if this is a horizontal line, my pencil is tilted down. So the top of the monitor, the book, or the paper, whatever you're looking at, or even your television, should be about 5 to 10 degrees below your eye level. Now, that puts your cervical spine in a neutral position. Otherwise, we usually tend to do this. I've seen so many people who are looking at the screen do this, especially if you're using a dual monitor. You don't want to keep doing this, right? So I know that's an exaggeration, but you want a chair that you can turn to be looking at both the monitors, and make sure the top of your monitor is about 5 to 10 degrees below your horizontal gaze. All right, so moving on, we come to the next one. So we've done the chair, the footrest, monitor. you can use a posture corrector. Now, there are people who have varied opinions on posture correctors. If you use them properly, and if you do not like sort of let them take over your muscles, and you do your strengthening for the muscles that are weak, you posture corrector is a good idea. So you can again have a look at the details on that blog that I have written. I will leave a link in the description. I'm just looking at my notes here. Yeah. So desk based exercises. Now, every time you're sitting at your desk, try and take a break. In that break, try and do some desk based exercises. Now, something as simple as moving your neck from left to right, some shoulder shrugs, some wrist rotations, just general stuff. Things don't have to be very complicated to work. Simple and easy does the work as well. So you don't have to make it very complicated, go to the gym, work out, all that is good. But simple exercises also have their place. If you're looking for more details on what desk based exercises you can do, again, have a look at that blog. I have left a video guide, it's a free guide that takes you from head till really till your toes, all the exercises that you can do in under 2 or 3 minutes, depending on how much time you want to put into it. You can stretch it for longer, but I think it'll take you at least like 1 or 2 minutes to go through all the exercises. Also, in that blog, I have left you 10 easy desk based exercises to strengthen your core. Again, simple exercises, nothing too complicated. I'm not getting you to um, go upside down on a plank and do complicated things. Simple exercises that you can do while you're sitting at your desk, and they will help you to strengthen your core. Alrighty, that was a longer video than usual. I hope that was useful for you. If you have any questions, any comments for me, let me know. Do have a look at that blog. I will leave a link in the description of the video. If you're watching on Instagram, the link is in my bio. You can't find it, just message me and I'll send it across to you. Alrighty, I hope that was good for you and you found it helpful. I will see you guys next time.